Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface with a very deja vu type of opening. Yeah, this is the raw footage from the video that I put out earlier today, which I like to think was a wee bit ironic. Other people might like to call it a big fat troll. But I want to bring you the battleground in its entirety because I actually believe that the full extent of what happened is probably more shocking than the edited highlights which I did in the video earlier. So let's look at this from a more serious point of view, if I may. Now, first things first, I'm not even operating at full power. I've sacrificed a trinket slot for the Orb of Deception, which I use later on. And what you didn't see in the first video is this druid coming in. So this is a healer druid. They pop over there to the pillar and they squirrel themselves away out of sight. Bang on cue comes the horde. Because I'm disguised as a statue, they can't actually target me. That's one of the benefits of it. So they go and strike Belinda, the AoE hits me, and I'm knocked out of my disguise. So I'm forced to fight, and it's not long before I'm dotted up to the max by 2 or 3 warlocks, as well as all the frost orbs, but I just hit my damage mitigation and get a couple of heals from the druid, hit my own self-healing, and how long am I surviving for? This is utterly insane. There is no way with a room full of 20 plus horde people I should have lived for anywhere near that long. I should have just been blown up. And this, to me, is the problem with PvP. We have too much of everything. We've either got too much damage mitigation, too much self-healing, or too much CC. If we lack in one department, the chances are we actually make up for it in another one of those departments. To me, burst damage is the least of the problems with PvP. And this movement of baseline resilience from 40% to 65%, which is pretty much full tyrannical head-to-toe in patch 5.2, with the fact that PvE gear is almost outshining PvP gear and is, in certain instances, doesn't make for more skilled and balanced PvP. It makes for a more dour and boring PvP experience, especially when people are living for ridiculous amounts of time when they shouldn't. I'm a DPSer. Just imagine now what it's like trying to take care of a healer. So here I go. I use my Orb of Deception, charge headlong into the horde, expecting them to dismount and crush me, and they actually let me go past. It made for great footage in the video that I did earlier. I get to the arse end, and then suddenly I'm attacked. I've got a boomkin on me, I've got a warlock with all its dots, and I've only got 2 forms as CC available. Now we've got 2 or 3 more members of the horde joining in. There's a Death Knight, and I think there's also a warrior, and something which I can't even see. But I survived way too long with just having 2 forms of damage mitigation available to me. I should have been absolutely crushed. But this is the part of the video which I find the most amusing, because I only had 2 damage mitigation abilities available for that previous fight. By the time I resurrect, everything pretty much has come off cooldown, and there's no pocket healer like there was with Belinda. This is just me as a Tauren against the horde. And how many people are there outside? A lot. So I get attacked, I get stunned, I trinket the stun, I try and run inside without using any form of mitigation, I get dragged back out, now I pop it all. I pop my Sacrificial Pact, my Unending Resolve, my Twilight Ward, my Dark Regeneration, my Health Stone. I pop everything which I can, and they can't put a dent in me for ages, even when it all drops off. The damage that's being done to me is mute considering what it used to be. I should have been crushed. How many times do I have to say that in this video? This is not, to me, an exciting form of the game. This, to me, is PvE with players. PvP, in my eyes, needs to be dynamic, it needs to be exciting, it needs to be bursty, it needs to be visceral, it needs to be brutal. It doesn't need to be a 5-minute stalemate. It doesn't need to be 8 people attacking one person and that person manages to survive for 30 to 40 seconds due to their abilities. That's not, in my eyes, PvP whatsoever. So we're coming towards the final phase of the video. I am about to use my Orb of the Sendor Eye, turn myself into a Blood Elf, and then blow up this healer, this hunter, sorry. But after the hunter's been blown up, then we get a little bit of lock-on-lock action. And this is quite interesting because I'm Destruction and the other Warlock is Affliction. So we've got Dots versus Burst, but with very similar health pools and also access to all the damage mitigation and healing together. So here we go, one-on-one, and it's pretty even stuff. You know, their pet's hurting me, their dots are hurting me, but my mitigations are working in my favour, my healing's working in my favour, and then it just takes a little twist with a couple of melee hits from another class, and it's all over. If we didn't have that damage mitigation available to us, that to me would have been exciting. We would have gone full dots versus full burst. It could have been explosive. We could have both gone. I might have blown it up with a chaos bolt or two and then died to the dots afterwards. It could have been rather exciting. As it turned out, once the other Warlock was dead, all I had to do was hit a couple of heals or one heal, a little bit of damage mitigation or absorb a shield, whatever, and the dots suddenly were rendered mute. Once more, loads of horde around this area here. I'm only trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Remember, I've got this Orb of Deception on. I'm not even operating at full power. Then I tended to get blown up a little bit more quickly. But still, I think I should have gone down a bit before I did. So, as I resurrect for the final time, I would like to know what you have to say. Personally, I believe burst damage is the least of the problems we have with PvP. I think we have too much self-healing, too much damage mitigation, and also way too many forms of CC. Personally, I think each class should get no more than 2 forms of CC each. One of them being instant, one of them being castable. Both of them having a cooldown of at least 1 minute. On top of that, you get the choice of either 1 self-heal or 1 damage mitigation. Then I think we might see some skillful usages of the CC or mitigation mechanics. But up until then, spamming CC doesn't make for skillful PvP whatsoever. But I hope you enjoyed the vid, and I'd like to know what you have to say. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, and also like my Facebook. And please follow my twitch.tv/heel versus babyface for my live streaming. I do it most nights. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. So you take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Yeah, we still lost.